Hi, peace and many, many blessings to you. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here today for the new moon in Libra. I'm going to focus on relationships. So for each element, relationships, making them stronger, making them better, building a stronger foundation on the ones that we love, things like that. I'm using, this is a part of my outfit today, but I don't put my cards down on random things. Not to say that this is random, but still. How have y'all been feeling? I feel like I've been crying a lot. Some of it out of sadness, some of it out of pure happiness, some of it out of just like, I don't know who tears these are, but they got to come out through this body, so it is what it is, type of thing. And there's power in that. But since it's Libra season, happy birthday again. We're going to start with the Libra, starting with the air sign. So denial in relationships, the influences of denial in relationships. Slow but steady sexual energy and transformation. Slow but steady, whenever I hear that, I hear, slow but steady wins the race and things. We think about the tortoise and the hare. So what I'm seeing, it's almost like you have to be okay with the fact that things are moving slow. Or because when you move too fast, you miss the opportunity for a relationship because the sex happens too quick. The sex happens too quick, so you lose the foundation, the ability to build that foundation with this person. Or let me see, slow but steady. Yeah. Then there's also like what's coming up in my head is a thermometer. Like you have to allow the rise up of the energy in order to like really get it off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more exciting that way. So let that be slow and steady. It's like pay more attention to foreplay even in your relationship. If we're gonna talk about romance, pay more attention to foreplay. And then when I see transformation, I think about one, pregnancy, only because it's in a chrysalis and it's about to come out into the butterfly. But also, like, what do you learn about yourself by slowing down in your relationships? What do you learn about yourself through your sexual energy in your relationships? And sexual energy not only being what we're using to have sex, but what we're using to create. So that being our creativity. It's okay if it's slow. You got to take your time with it. Cause to take your time. I don't know if you've been denying, like maybe things not happening quick enough for you, but slow down. Don't let the denial kick in, like, oh, it's not happening fast enough, or I'm moving too slow, or da-da-da. Nah, it's a part of your transformation, and it's growing pains. It's a part of growing. What's more valuable to you? And sexual energy, for real, is fleeting. So it's like sexual energy is also life force energy. Like I said, it's creative energy. So if you're in denial about your sexual energy and that's forcing you to move slower, or your sexual energy is experiencing a deeply because during this transformation, it's like, what do I really need to be like exerting this for right now? Even if it's not in the ways that you're used to pushing out your creativity, find smaller ways. So if you usually push out these big, huge paintings, this time push out a little sketch. Push out some tally marks and put a little flower on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be what you think it is. It's okay for it to be slow. But allow yourself to grow, air signs. Now we're going to do water signs. Since we have Scorpio season coming up, let's tap into our water signs. Water signs being Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. In what way could denial impacting your relationships? Honoring your energy, retreat, and ascension. Okay, water signs. I think that's pretty clear right there. When it comes to the denial in your relationships with others, you're like, is it worth my time? Does it show me that I'm valuable? Do I feel loved in this space? And because of all that reflection that's happening during this time period, it's causing you to take a step back. And that is you honoring your energy. Whew, just like that. And then when I see ascension here, this is like what happens right before you rise up or before you step into a different timeline. Anytime there's a different timeline approaching for you, it's going to be a reset in what's around you, whether that be the location, whether that be what's in your fridge, whether that be the friends that's around you. And I think that this is talking about everything that has to do with where your energy is going, water signs. So if you want a goal of self-love, anything that don't make you feel loved, whether it be the food, whether it be the people, the job, whatever it is, it has to go. And it's sending you into a contemplative state because it's not something that you would necessarily want to do, but it's like, this really don't feel good no more, and this doesn't feel good anymore. It's not helping me grow. It is like depleting me, so I have to honor my energy so that I can rise up. It's almost like a plant with a dead leaf, right? You got to cut the dead leaf off so that the healthy plants can continue to thrive because there's energy going into that dead leaf. Why? Cut it off, honor your energy. And also when I see this retreat card, it makes me think about a crown too. Like, put that crown back on. Like, your retreating is the bridge to where you go next. So you'll find it in that ascension. And continue to look forward, look up. Don't look back. Water signs. And if you haven't been honoring your energy, you'll soon go into a retreat period where you're going to see exactly what I just said. So there's that. Thank you so much. Let's go to the earth signs. Denial when it comes to considering relationships with others. Earth signs being Taurus and Virgo, Capricorn. That's so on point. Okay, so relationship when it comes to the earth signs, we get creativity. This just reminds me of constant flow, like being able to pour into cups, but that cup is constantly flowing because there's constantly people who are creative enough to keep it flowing. Not even about energy at this point, it's about what you are creating, literally. I think new beginnings, I think mutuality. This reminds me a lot of the Three of Water, the creativity card. Outside of that, if the relationship is going to put you in a place where you have to take away your creativity, doubt it, lessen it, where it puts a stopper on your creativity, it gotta go. And then if you are the person who does that aspect of you, it has to go. And what I'm seeing is through the creativity and the ending of cycles, it may bring up some anger. I have definitely been feeling some rage as of late. And it's not like my rage, and it's not something I'm walking around just mad all the time. But if I feel something very deeply, I'm like, oh, this is a lot. I visited museum today. I'm currently in a place that I'll talk about once I'm leaving here, and I'll share full details about that experience. Yeah, it touched me a lot, and it brought up a lot of feelings. So regardless of that, since we're not on me, we're on this reading right now. Then another thing with anger, especially with it being Libra season and a Libra new moon, how important is it to you to be understood in your conversations? Do you connect someone understanding you to their ability to receive you as creative? Do you connect someone understanding you to their ability to see you as creative? Because I see a detachment happen with that, but that could also make you angry. Some people kind of just have to leave your life. And again, some aspects of yourself just kind of have to leave your life when it comes to that. And there's going to be some anger associated with it, and that's okay. Everything doesn't always go away, but everything does teach us something. And when it comes to the relationships, it's like if a person makes you mad in a relationship, does that mean that they're unworthy of your love? Does that mean that they automatically have to, it's like use that. And, I'm sorry, another thing. When anger and creativity come back up, use your anger as creativity. How about that? Step out of the rage part, step out of the anger and see, what is this trying to teach me right now? I'm so mad. What can I think about? Like, you ever been so mad that you devised a whole plan about how you was going to run away or something when you was a kid? Like, it's like, use that anger for creativity. Let it steam towards something. Let it steamroll you towards something. And then also, when we think about an angry bee, right? Angry bees sting, and once they sting, they kind of lose their life force. So again, pay attention to your life force. Use the creativity as anger. And when it comes to death, a lot of things that need to die to die. If it has to go, then let it go. Don't hold on to things because you think it supports who other people think you are. That's only going to stuff up your creativity and create anger. So yeah, use the creativity as anger. Allow what must die to die. You can create some really strong relationships just based off of creativity and transformation, and not just transformation in that aspect, but by shedding, by letting go. You will be such a great example of what that looks like. The medicine of being an example, and not being mad that sometimes people won't copy. I mean, that's the point of being an example. Earth signs. Okay, last is the fire signs. Denial when it comes to considering relationships with others. Fire signs being Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Emotional release. So you are still holding on to things from the past, and that is causing, a little bit like hesitancy when it comes to the relationships, or even denying new relationships in your life, or denying a part of yourself that you have the things to release. Like, yes, you're a person with emotions and heavy feelings, and that's okay. We have fire signs, and then we have death in reverse. But I don't usually do oracle cards in reverse. I'm just going to note that. Because I'm getting a stuffed up energy when it comes to the emotional release, like you need to do that rather than that's something that's happening. It's like there's things inside of you that are stopping you from connecting to new people, whether that be platonic or romantic, simply because there are fears, there are pains, and there is not open space. It's closed off space when it comes to people, because things that you have not released emotionally. So people not supporting you, people hurting your confidence. I see that coming up. You gotta release that. and that allows for the growth. And with growth, it definitely has seasons. So with these relationships, it's not like you decide to do the work to, you know, get out some of this, and then you're like, okay, cool, I'm about to go get in a relationship tomorrow. It's like, nah, everything has its season, it has its time. When we see growth here, this reminds me of a very like fall, autumn card. And the emotional release card is like a lotus, and lotus usually comes in the summer. Yeah, summer. Oh my gosh, these mosquitoes. Don't even pay attention to them. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so the emotional release could definitely be stopping it. And then also, when it comes to your relationships, if anybody is not going to accept you as you are when it comes to the ways that you release and the different patterns and cycles that you grow through, they deserve to get out of your life. But death keeps coming out. So it's a time to end a lot of our ideas about how we feel about relationships. We are releasing a lot of ideas concerning how we feel about relationships, but more so how we build relationships with others. So be the example that you want to see by your signs, reasons and seasons, and heal it. Tell yourself that you trust yourself enough to feel it. And I also did a video on trust recently, if you're interested in watching that video and just seeing the little tips and tricks that were involved in there. I'll link it. I'll put it in the description to this video. I usually put this in the beginning, but if you waited this long, love that for us. If you feel called to leave a love donation, please do so. I will put the little screen next. Thank you for watching. Of course, if anything resonated with you, let me know down below. I'm excited to see what these relationships will look like in a couple months. Again, any relationship, family relationships, platonic relationships, romantic relationships, all of them. So take note of that too. If you're watching this, take note of what your relationships look like in life right now, so that you can examine what they'll look like later. Good checkpoint would be the full moon. All right, I'm out.